Hello, and good evening, and welcome back to the channel for this match preview for the weekend's game. Well, we might say it's at the end of the weekend on Sunday, 3:30. We go to Old Trafford and take on Man United in the FA Cup. So we're going to be previewing that game. I've got my guests in the background waiting to come in. So we'll bring him in just now. But before I start the show and before I bring my guests in, please like and subscribe to the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm up to 2,939. I'm trying to get to that 3,000 mark before the end of the season. So listen, come on, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. It's free, and also hit the like button. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you share content on all social media platforms, please. Okay. So without no further ado, I'm gonna bring my guests in. Um, Die-hearted Man United fan, the man with a golden tongue. Let's bring in Hot Fuzzy. Big up.
Man with the golden glass of chocolate milk as well. Signature. Signature.
I like it. I like it.
Mm.
How are
Don't
you,
get
sir?
spit than that. Doing all right. Doing all right. Got chocolate milk one side. Got some Maryland biscuit cookies on the other side. Got to look forward to an absolute blasting of Manchester United on Sunday. I'm hoping it's not a blasting. It's probably going to be closer. I hope it's a closer game.
Yeah.
Not a blowout sort of result. Something where it's like we give a little, we take a little. Yeah, pause, pause.
Yeah.
That's but yeah, in a balanced game where it's like both teams have yeah, some big moments in the game, entertaining. We want entertainment,
Oh, of course.
Quarterfinals, FA Cup, big tournament, big trophy, massive. Massive fixture, massive rivalry behind the fixture, a lot of meaning to it. So, yeah, to me, huge game, and yeah, let's go for it.
Listen, I still think at the day, right? I don't know if you feel the same way, but I still feel that the FA Cup is one of the best tournaments there's ever been, and it's still the best tournament. Do you know what I mean? I mean, to be
And the
honest,
oldest tournament, isn't it?
yeah,
In
it's
football.
older. And what I do like about this tournament is that everybody's got a chance, even semi-pro footballers. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I've got a chance of like playing in the competition and literally coming up against some of their idols. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I love the competition. I really love the competition. What's your thoughts on the competition?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as I said, oldest competition, longest standing heritage, and I think the fact that it is, so widely inclusive with all levels of football, the fact that I can literally go myself, pick up 11, I'll probably need to pick up about 22 people, but roughly it's 22 people out of nowhere, pick and choose them, get FA approval. I can go and play in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
Get far enough into a tournament. My little non-existent club that's FA approved can go up against mighty Manchester City or Manchester United or
yeah,
Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal
yeah,
or Tottenham, and it's a dream come true for players by
yeah,
all means.
yeah,
But the significance of what the tournament represents is it's essentially, you are the pinnacle of English football in a knockout format. So to me, it's like if you win the FA Cup, every club, every FA club in the country has competed to win that trophy. It's not a exclusive 20 team league tournament. It's every club in the country
yeah,
that can compete with FA recognition. You are the best of everyone else, which is why it's a trophy worth going after, not just because of its heritage and history, but for what it essentially entails. And
yeah.
for me, that's a title to be proud of. So yeah, to me, FA Cup, big deal, really, really
Yeah.
big deal.
I
So
rem-
yeah,
I remember one year. I think it was. I think it was 2007, quite a while ago, 2007, that
Mm,
Haverden Waterloo played at Anfield in the FA Cup. It was like fifth round or something like that. They played at sort of like Anfield, and half of the squad, including the manager and some of the coaches, were Liverpool fans,
mm,
literally Liverpool fans of the day, and they got to play, at what they perceive obviously as a mecca of football. Like if it was sort of like a team at the day supporting half of the team supporting Man United and getting to play at Old Trafford, they would call that the mecca of football. Do you understand what we're getting
mm,
at? Do you know what I mean? And to get to play there and to like to and they scored. They did ski. I think they scored about two goals or something like that. Two. They scored a couple of goals, and at the end of the match, and then for the players at the day to get a standing ovation from the club. Do you know what I mean? It's something at the end of the day they will never forget. It's something at the end of the day they can go and tell their grandkids. You know what I mean? That I got a chance to play at Anfield. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
I just think the FA Cup is so special. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? So special in that. Do you know what I mean? I hope at the end of the day they don't start tampering with it. Do you know what I mean? Because they like
mm,
to tamper things, don't they? Do you know what I mean? They're already tampering with the Champions League and tampering with the Europa Cup as well. Do you know what I mean? They think they're
mm,
making it for the best, but they're not. But
mm,
FA Cup to me is still special to me. You know what I mean? It's like the FA Cup final day, getting up and everything, and watching the build up, and do you know what I mean?
mm,
It is, it's still a special tournament. Do you know what I mean?
mm.
So what do you think? You know what I mean? I'm gonna obviously ask you. I mean, like, get your Man United head on still. Pause.
Mm.
Um, what do you think What do you think that Man United's chances are of being really successful in this tournament?
Well, I think our chances are, I mean, slim pickings with Liverpool still to play, but that's the thing. It's a trophy opportunity, especially if you are Ten Hag at the moment, a manager under pressure. If you want to keep your job, a good way to do that is winning the FA Cup because you'll get some good backing and a good amount of belief from your new bosses. So if you bring a trophy into the cabinet, you bought yourself quite a substantial amount of time. But in terms of chances at winning it, first and foremost, we play you on the Sunday. That's going into then the semi-finals. So we are essentially, another stage away from the final. Um, but some big games to play. I mean, what was it? Semi-finals last year's FA Cup. Um, Played Brighton, and then with Man City in the final. I mean, our cup runs, the teams we faced were easier than the running that we would have to have this year to win it. I will probably end up if we do end up beating Liverpool, getting through the semis and getting into the finals, judging that we don't play Manchester City before then, it'll probably be another Manchester Derby FA Cup final. So, I mean, that would be significant because that could be something where it's like, well, it's a one-off occasion. You lost it last year. Use that to spur you on to
Mm,
go and get your revenge. Win it
mm,
this year. I mean, last time we won the FA Cup was I think 2015 or 20. I think it was 2015-16 season. Right at the very end of the season, I think it was because Louis Van Gaal was on the way out, and
right, right.
he won the FA Cup and then departed the club like a week later by mutual consent or something. So
Right.
I mean, talk about leaving on a high. That's probably the way you've got to do it. But for me, really difficult, really difficult for United to get anything done in the FA Cup, but it's still not impossible. So take your chances
Mm,
and stand up to the challenge. Fight for everything, every second ball, every lost ball, everything. Just make you need essentially. Well, we need out of 11 players to be performing at least 7 out of 10.
Mm.
Any chance at winning that FA Cup, because you got to go through Liverpool and Man City as two of your teams on the way to the final.
Yeah.
So that's difficult. That's two of your title contenders for the Premier League right there. So you've got to beat those two if you want the FA Cup. So again, you need 7 out of 10 performances from 11 players on the pitch on that day. That's
Yeah.
not been the case for United this season at any
Yeah.
point. So
Yeah.
it's not likely.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, at the day, I mean, if I turn it around a bit, I mean, you know, if we get past you on Sunday, you know what I mean? I've got a feeling that we'll be facing Man City in the next round. I've just got that feeling that's going to happen. They're going to put us in the next round. Do you know what I mean? Something tells me in the day if we get past Man United, get past Man City, yeah. Let's say we've got them before I get past City. Something tells me it might be a Chelsea Liverpool final again. We already had one where we had a repeat of one, didn't we? With the League Cup. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it could be a situation of that could happen again. Do you know what I mean? You know, but like obviously at the end we've got to take care of business on Sunday. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, I just think if I look at on like my side, as I said, even with the game against Man City on Sunday, do you know what I mean? I said to a lot of people, I'm confident that we can get a result. I am confident. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're gonna win. You know, we're not right. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like the way the team's playing at the moment at the day, and plus incorporating the kids in that, it's just looking good. It's just filling me with confidence. You understand what I'm saying? Like for instance, like Bobby Clark was on the pitch yesterday. Gerard Kwanzaa came in for Kanate, and Bobby Clark obviously he's playing as a right back. Do you know what I mean? And I didn't feel away. Do you know? I didn't think, oh my god. You know what I mean? I felt confident that they was going to do something. Do you know what I mean? And that's a feeling that I haven't had with Liverpool. Had with Liverpool for a long time. If you know what I mean. Obviously post Klopp era. Do you know what I mean? You know, when Klopp came in and everything, like he just started to sort of like, you know, reorganize things and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And slowly bring people's confidence in. But like pre sort of like Klopp and the day, you never had those sort of like feelings. Do you know what I mean? When I was playing this person and playing that one, he's like, oh shit. Do you know what I mean? It was like one of them, literally one of them ones. But nowadays, he's bringing in all these kids in the day, right? And they're making a good account of themselves. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it brings me confidence in that way, if you understand what I'm saying. So like, you know, that's why, you know, I've obviously got confidence for Sunday, which, you know, obviously it's understandable. Do you know what I mean? But like, I just feel at the day sort of like, you know, even if you look at the game on Sunday with Man City, you know, right? Like the first 20 minutes of the day, and then I was saying like first 20 minutes, we was kind of under the cost, sort of like, you know what I mean? But then they scored, and then we kind of woke up, didn't we? Kind of woke up and started to play and everything that, right? And I was looking on YouTube the other day, and this fella was breaking it down, yeah? And the way that he was breaking it down, I had to say that Klopp is a fucking genius. He's a genius at the end of the day. He knew at the end of the day that De Bruyne at the end of the day was their danger man. You know what I'm saying? And he knew at the end of the day, sort of like, once De Bruyne gets that ball and everything, ball, we're finished. Do you know what I mean? You know, because he'll just spray it here, there, and everywhere, pass it here, there, and everywhere. You see what he done for the first goal. Do you know what I mean? How genius that was, right?
Yeah.
But it showed a bit on this, like, obviously, you had the, you know what I mean, the players on the pitch and that run there, stopped it and that. And it showed at the day, every time at the day, De Bruyne was free. He was free every time. He was free probably about 70 to 80% of the game. He was free. The time he was on, he was free. But the only reason at the day that he couldn't do any damage at the day, right? Because we stopped the ball coming to him. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like we put kind of like Gomez, they put like kind of Gomez inverted. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, sort of like McAllister got a bit more closer to sort of like Wataru Endo, which is he's a revelation. To be honest, a revelation. And they got closer to him, and then what it wasn't they is like De Bruyne was here, and the midfield was there, and De Bruyne had all this space, but he couldn't get the ball.
Hmm.
He just literally couldn't get the ball. That's why Guardiola took him off in the end. You see how he was cussing and screwing and this and that, right? And
Hmm.
Guardiola was trying to tell him at the day, "You're not getting any service. You're
Hmm.
not getting any service. They've literally stopped you from playing." And what that done, it triggered us terms of events, i.e., at the end of the day, right? Bernardo Silva couldn't properly get on the ball.
Hmm.
Phil Foden was knackered because he had to do double work. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodri at the end of the day was getting knackered because he couldn't maneuver as much as he wanted to. Do you understand what I'm saying? From one
Yeah.
little thing that he's done, that Klopp done, it just literally throwed Man City's game plan out the window and from that. And they was literally lucky to get away with a point. Because I don't care what
Hmm.
anybody says, that should have been a penalty at the end of the towards the end again. That should have been a penalty.
That was prime Undertaker or Big Show with the big boot. That
Oh no, innit?
the only thing it was missing was the Irish whip into the
Yeah,
turnbuckle.
that's true. But do you know what I mean? So like, and like I just think at the end of the day, sort of like, listen, I don't think at the end of the day that it's just going to be Liverpool that's going to miss Klopp when he goes. I think a lot of teams out there are going to miss Klopp when he goes. A lot of teams won't admit it, but they're going to miss him when he goes in the day because of what he's done. What he's done in his 9 years in the Premiership.
The
Do
only
you know
thing,
what
the only thing I'm going to miss about Klopp is the way that he could make Man United feel inferior.
I'm saying?
Back to sitting back up on our perch and looking down on little lowly Liverpool. No Jurgen Klopp for you anymore.
No, but
No,
it's been a good.
no, you'll then get Xabi Alonso and you'll start slapping us all over the place as well.
So listen, who are your danger players for Sunday? Who are your danger players?
All right, in our team or in yours.
You knew.
Danger? What danger? It's like there you go. It's like going into an exam, but your pencil's not got any lead in it. It's like I'm gonna write myself to success. I haven't got a working pencil. Yeah, danger players. If he's back, if we are to believe what the manager's saying, and he should be fit, Rasmus Højlund should be making his return this Sunday, or should be fit enough to feature in the matchday squad. Whether he starts or is starting from the bench, I do not know. Um, I'd imagine maybe Garnacho, if he's on a good day, he can cause problems. I mean, difficult to keep up with. If he gets into the box, he could win himself a penalty. He could be a little rat in the box, and cause you problems. Um, as far as other danger men on the pitch, I can't really single out any individuals. I think it's probably moments where some patterns of play come together and it falls to the right guy at the right time, and they take the chance. And that person most likely to take the chance is going to be Højlund. But I think it for me, it's what that defensive midfield does. Because in most cases, our attack is just as useless as anything anyway. Um, so yeah, I think if you've got like the Kobe Mainu, Casemiro midfield, I think those two together they work well together. I think there's a good balance there. I'm wondering if Eric's going to approach this with a similar structured midfield as the way he did it with Manchester City, where instead of going just a normal sort of 4-2-3-1 setup on paper, they opts to do another sort of 4-3-2-1 or something, where it's a bit more narrow, but you're packing a few more bodies in midfield just to sort of soak up the pressure a little bit, and then to hit on the break. If if it is more work on the break, I mean, at least if Rasmus Højlund is playing, um, that's a player that's more likely going to take a chance because good clinicality to his game. It's just getting the ball up there that's the issue, and taking the ball closer to I think is it Kelleher that's still in goal for this
Oh yeah,
Sunday.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you can get the ball closer to Kelleher and start challenging him with shots from in and around the box, and not being too impatient with your build-up play. Because the one thing that I know about Ten Hag is he wants patience in his possession play, but this team doesn't like possession. This team doesn't like patience. They don't like patterns. They don't know how to play that. They've never played that ever. I think the last time United ever played possession and it worked was under Louis van Gaal, but that just became WOC football. And you might as well have said, well, it's just like watching a stir fry for 90 minutes and they're not eating it at the end of the day. So you watch it, you watch it sizzling in the wok, and you're watching somebody toss and turn it a little bit. He puts it on a plate, and it's just like, yeah, you can't eat that anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
You watch me cook it for 90 minutes, you can't eat it.
yeah.
That was the state of affairs on possession football for LVG. But we have had this topsy turbulent management with the squad, with the players, who comes into the team, who goes out of the team, and essentially it's come to a point where it's like factors of the worst parts of each manager that's come before Ten Hag is culminated into one squad, and Ten Hag's trying to make a balance work somehow.
Mm,
And the worst thing about it is that it literally has no structure.
mm,
There's no understanding to it. He's literally winging it
mm.
because he can't do things his way. The players don't want to do it that way. So for me, as far as danger players go, yeah, if Hoyland actually gets a ball come to him in and around the box, yeah, maybe he can cause you problems. Maybe you can score a goal or two. But outside of that box, we might as well be at church for the whole of Sunday praying.
Do you see Ten Hag being at Man United beyond this season?
I'm sort of split, maybe 60-40 on this.
Mm,
I'm thinking 60%, I don't think he'll be here next season, 40% that he will. It's all about the results for him. And it sucks for his case,
mm,
but it's understandable
mm,
that if your performances are bad, that's its own problem. But if your results don't follow, if your results don't culminate 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, and get real far and real deep into a tournament, there's less of a reason to keep you around.
yeah,
And I think if they're looking at, I mean, I think the key aspect of where I'd want to say we should keep the manager is in the essence that keep the guy that's in charge of the game plan and the team selections the same, but take out everybody that's caused him a problem this season.
right.
Everybody, take everybody out. There's literally a handful of players there. You could probably count them on one hand of players that have tried to really make it work with the manager. But everybody else is just sort of, nah, can't be bothered.
Yeah, I do see
So,
that sometimes. I do see that with some of these players, and like I always say it, and they, it's like in football, it's about attitude. It's about having the right attitude. And I think when you look
mm,
at people like even Bruno Fernandes, and he's supposed to be the captain, and
mm,
sometimes and you probably got to say you agree with me, and sometimes his attitude stinks. Sometimes, do you
mm,
understand what I'm getting at?
yeah,
So it's always got to be to me, and the right attitude when you're in a team. Like I suppose that it
mm,
may not be going well with the manager and stuff like that, and you may think the manager and they sort of like he's lost he's lost his marbles. Do you know what I mean? But you got still
mm,
got to apply the right attitude. Do you know what I'm saying? You still you still got to do it. It's just the way it is, you know. Everything cannot
Mm,
be all, pretty and nice and everything. That because, to be honest, at the day, right, same thing can happen to us. Young cop leaves, Zabi Lonza comes in, or if that we don't get Zabi Lonza, obviously that guy from Sporting Lisbon, Ruben, something anyway, right? He comes
mm,
in, you know what I mean? Either one of them come in, yeah, they could flop. They could flop. But what it is at the day, the team as it is, the team as it is, has got to keep on fighting. Just got to keep on fighting. You know what I
mm,
mean? Just got to keep on doing the things that you've been doing best. Do you understand what I'm getting at? And when I look at the Man United team, sometimes I just feel. Sometimes I see a bunch of privileged guys. You know what I mean? Like they feel it. Sometimes they feel it because they're playing for Man United and because of the rich history that naturally at the end of the day they're going to go in and win games. It's not
mm,
like that. It's just not like that anymore. You know what I mean? That's been over a long time, even for many teams. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Because we was like that after sort of like winning all that stuff in the 70s and 80s and that coming to the 90s, we started to slow down. But there's a bunch of
mm,
guys in there and that sort of like were in the team thinking that they will look. I'm in Liverpool. I'm gonna win something. I'm going to win something, and it wasn't always like that. Do you know what I mean? So
mm,
it's got to be. I always say it's got to be the right attitude. Let's look at sort of like a predictive lineup. Do you know what I mean? A predictive lineup.
mm,
What is it in the day? We will do yours first, seeing that you're the home team.
mm.
Okay, this is going to be Onana, isn't it? It's going to be Onana.
Yeah, yeah, no. Well,
Right.
the most useless injury news came out. Literally, there's no point. Don't even tell us. Bayendir's injured. Why should it matter? He's not playing. He's never going to
Whose
play.
name? His name?
Altai Bayendir. Exactly. Who? Who? Who?
I never heard of him, to be honest. You know what I mean? Yes, Andre Onana. He comes in goal. What? So, what do you think of Andre Onana as a goalkeeper? What do you think of him?
Absolutely horrendous start to his campaign.
Yeah.
One of the worst starts to a goalkeeping campaign I think you will ever see. Literally the only player that I can hold my hands up and say, one player cost us the Champions League. One. Literally one.
He was scandalous, wasn't
Literally, we scored way more than enough goals to get the job done.
he? Yeah.
Multiple games. There would have been enough points there to have got us through second place quite comfortably and put us into round of 16. But not to be, because let's have jelly hands, jelly legs, jelly brain, jelly everything, and have a phobia of travelling footballs. If a football stopped, he'll be more than happy to go to it. But if it's moving, oh boy, stay well away.
Actually, what formation are you playing as well? I forgot what formation you're in.
Well, I don't really know. If I were to say by hypothetical that if it's an actual predicted lineup, I'd want to say that we'd go with a 4-2-3-1, but he might go 4-3-2-1. So, I think on the basis that he's going for results here, that he's trying to contain, I'll probably go 4-3-2-1.
4-3-2-1. I don't think we got that here. We got 4-2. Yeah, 4-2-3-1. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking it was going to be 4-3-2-1, so it's like three-man midfield, slightly
Yeah.
narrower attacking midfield, two all wingers, and then the sole striker up top.
We
Don't
haven't
know if
got
there
that.
is that.
We haven't got that. I don't think we got that. We got 4-2-3-1, 4-2-2-2, 4-1-2-1-2, then 4-4-1.
You know what? On the basis that he played it against Everton, I think it's a probability that he might go for
4-4-1. Yeah.
yeah, it might, well, yeah, it might.
4-4-1-1.
But
Yeah.
why not? Why not? Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
Okay. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that formation.
yeah, listen to this, Eric. We're picking your lineup for you.
So Dallo is your right back. Would
Hmm.
I be correct in saying that Dallo be the right back? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think Wan-Bissaka's quite fit just yet. So I think it's going to be the low right back, unless if is Wan-Bissaka back. I do not know.
Ain't not much news on that really. Your two centre backs, would it be Evans and Varane or Maguire and Varane?
Oh no, Wan-Bissaka could be back. Um, I would say Varane definitely starts. Um, on the basis that if Lindelof is going to end up in that team, he's going to end up playing at left back. Evans will probably start next to him if, and that's a big if, Harry Maguire's not included.
Right.
Because I
Okay.
think Maguire and Wan-Bissaka are both question marks at the moment.
All right. So should we go with Evans and Varane?
Yeah, I'll go Evans Varane.
Okay. Evans. Well, you go Rich. There you go. And Varane. He's actually French, isn't he, Varane, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah. With a name like that, you'd think he'd be Spanish or something like that, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
No, seriously. You know what I mean? Played for Real Madrid for a long time, didn't
Yeah.
he? There you go, Lindelof, Victor Lindelof. So that's essentially your. Let me get back on the thing. That's essentially your back four at the moment, isn't it? Well, back five with a goalkeeper.
Wow.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
What a
Onana,
travesty that is.
Onana, Dallo, Evans, and Varane and Lindelof. Okay, let me get through some of these comments. Got Ravi in the building. He says, "Big up the original Saxon man." The running joke that is Saxon sound system. Redbird D9, big up yourself. He says, "Bless up Rods." Ravi says again, "Rods Hot Fuzz will bring out the big guns. Fox's biscuits for the game." What's that? He's a
I probably
crazy,
need some weed biscuits just for
isn't it?
coping's sake.
Ravi says FA Cup is great because anything can happen. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Upset factor like no other
Yeah.
competition.
Yep. Magic of the FA Cup, they say. United are pushing their luck with no real style of play. We talked about that, didn't we?
Moments FC, yeah.
We talked about that. Big up Football Talk podcast. Make sure you go over and like and subscribe to Football Talk podcast. Ozzy is a good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel. So make sure you go over and like and subscribe to his channel, please. Do you know what I mean? And the other one, our friend Early Doors. Early
Big up
Doors.
Tom's.
Yep. Early Doors Football TV. Big up yourself. He said, "Big up Uncle Rods and Hot Fuzz." Enough respect to you. Hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. West Ham have got thing in there. West Ham have got Leverkusen.
Mm,
They got Leverkusen in the Europa Cup.
yeah.
That's gonna be humdinger, you know. That should be, boy.
I think West Ham away to Leverkusen. If it's an away leg first, I think they might be in for a bit of a shock. But if they're at home, I don't know. I think they could end up sitting with going into the away fixture first or second with a bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to Freiburg away and taken back home.
5-0.
Absolutely ran through them.
Yeah.
Completely ran
What
through
is it?
them.
What they should do initially do if they're away, yeah. If they lose, don't try not to lose by a lot. You know what I mean? You know, like one or two. So like 2 goals, like 2-0.
Hmm.
They lost 2-0. That can be overhauled in London. Do you know what I mean?
Bit difficult to do that against that Leverkusen team because they're a bit stubborn to not conceding goals in all their competitions. They've
Oh,
not
no,
done
mind you, they struggled against Carabag, you know?
well. Yeah, look,
Struggled
I mean,
against Carabag.
you see with what Early Doors has just said there,
I'm gonna, I'll go
37 games unbeaten for a long time.
37 games. Yeah, 37 games unbeaten run for Alonso. So it should be an easy game for the Hammers. I noticed you put a laughing emoji there after. I'm good, Uncle. Hope the same to you as well. Yes, I am well. I need to get you on my show again very, very soon. So I'll be knocking at your door, as it were. Do you know what I mean? To get you on my show. Great guy. And make sure you go and like and subscribe to Early Doors Football TV. He's a friend of mine and a friend of the channel. So make sure you guys go over and like and subscribe to his channel. Please, please, please do. Right. Okay. Let's do the midfield then. Let's do the midfield.
Oh boy.
Let's do the midfield. Let's go to the midfield. I know you. I know you're looking forward to this. Right. So. Right. I've got like
For the right hand side, I'll probably go with Garnacho. Yeah, he's doing quite well down the right hand side in working with Diogo Dalot.
Yeah.
He's forming a bit of a partnership down that right hand side, and I think building some partnerships in that team just so that certain aspects of the team work well together, form a bit of chemistry and a bit of understanding, a second naturism. And they're doing relatively well down the right hand side. So yeah, for me, Garnacho down the right makes the most amount of sense. Plus, he's done his best work, I think, on average from the right as well. And anything to keep the fidget spinner out of the starting 11 for the meanwhile.
Kobe Mano.
Kobe Mino, Casemiro partnership.
Yeah.
Stick them together in that midfield together.
Yes. Oh no. Yes, it is.
It's
No.
MAI.
Yeah, sorry.
MAI,
I've done it wrong. It's double O, isn't it? Double O.
It's Mainu.
Yeah.
They swap the N and the I.
Oh yeah. What the fuck? Sorry. So sorry, my friend.
All right.
Manu will never forgive me for that.
There you go.
There you go.
There he is.
There you go. You'll never forgive me for that. Sorry, Manu. But I'm a
That's
Liverpool
fine.
sport.
We'll all call
I'm a
him
Liverpool
Kobe.
sport, so I'm allowed to do that.
That's fine. The United fan base is exactly the same. We all call him Kobe, but he's like, well, it's not Kobe, it's Kobe. Get it right. And then Casemiro next to him.
Yeah, Casemiro. But what is it? Dave? Give me the 10 first, then Casemiro. So will McTominay be the 10?
No, I think Bruno's going to end up playing.
Bruno
playing just behind the striker. I mean, where he's pretty much played most of the season, but for me, a bit wasteful, playing in himself a little bit, and not great with his execution at the moment. He's got good work rate, good energy, but outside of good work rate and energy, you might as well just be a Duracell bunny playing in defensive areas of the pitch, because that's where your only work rate is going to mean much. Because if you haven't got any technicalities further forward, you're not going to link up play. You're not going to connect midfield to attack. You know. Yeah.
Because what will happen as well, I reckon. Rashford on the left, isn't it?
Yeah, Rashford on the left. Even though technically he shouldn't be playing.
My mate Rashford. I think what will actually happen, he will literally tuck in. He'll go into there, and they'll make it a 5-man midfield. Do you know what I mean? So I think what will happen out of possession? It will become a 4-5-1. You know what I mean? Out of possession. Like
Mm,
but in possession, it'll be more like obviously, you know what I mean, it'll come forward a bit and you know, like make
mm,
it sort of like, a 4-4-1-1. Do you know what I mean? I can literally say that
mm.
happening. So Hoyland,
Yeah, gotta be.
H
Gotta be.
it's
HOJ.
HOJ, what's it right? HOJ should get there you
That
go.
is.
Razzie. Yeah, there you go. That's your 11. Onana, in goal. Dalla as right back, and Johnny Evans in midfield, in centre back, and Raphael Van partners him as a centre back pairing. Victor Lindelof is at left back. Garnacho on the right or the right midfield. Kobe Mano and Casemiro are the two defensive type players. I think one would be holding and one would be going forward. Do you know what I mean? Then you got
I'd
Rashford on the left.
probably,
Sorry?
yeah, I'd probably think that they'd swap which side both of the centre back and midfield partnerships are, just because I think Varane usually being I think a right-footed centre back plays in the right hand side, and then Casemiro also playing a bit further over to the right, just so he's closer to the likes of Delo and Garnacho, just on the sake of
So Rafa Varane will play next to Darlow,
yeah,
and Johnny Evans will play next to Victor Lindelof.
yeah.
And like he likes to be obviously near, kind of like right. Okay, yeah, I get you.
Hmm.
I get you. There you go. Okay, so you got Garnacho, Kobe Mino. You got Bruno Fernandes playing the 10. Then you've got Casemiro and Rashford. Didn't they? Then your
Hmm.
lone strike. Well, up top you have Rashford, Holland. I mean,
A very, 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 very lone striker.
it could become something like that, couldn't it?
Grab himself a seat, just sit down, just be like, right, let me just wait for the next pass to come to me. Should happen in about 20 minutes. Can sit there waiting for the next pass like a passenger waits for the next train after missing the first one.
Isn't it? Okay, I'm gonna do Liverpool's one now. All right, Liverpool one. Are we gonna have Kelleher in goal because Kelleher is not fit? Not fit. No, so Kelleher's not fit. Alisson's not fit as yet. Do you know what I mean? And there's rumours at the day that he might be out for the whole season.
You see, look what you've done to the United team there. You've already massively improved it.
Stop it. Yeah, Allison. Who's this? Who's this? Oh, this guy has spoke. I ain't seen him for ages. Rich Sport says, "Big up, guys. Big up to you, my friend. Big
Hey,
up
guys,
to
man.
you. Big up to you." Yeah, Kelleher's been in good form. I've literally got no problems with him, the way he's been playing. He's been a good shot stopper. He's got us out of some shit. Do you know what I mean? I mean, even like in the League Cup final, he pulled off two massive saves. Like, literally one after the other. Do you know what I mean? Like a double save. I was like, how the hell did you do that? He's been great. And I just think at the end of the day, sort of like, the way that he's playing, even if Alisson's fit, right, gets over his injury and he gets fit, I don't think Alisson and they gets walked back into that team. He doesn't walk back into not the way Kelleher's playing. And don't get me wrong, Alisson's a world class player, goalkeeper. He's just world class. But if you look at the way that sort of like, if you look at the way that Kelleher's been playing, it's been amazing. It's just been amazing the way he's played. in playing.
just a genuinely solid showing as a backup goalkeeper. And the last goalkeeping partnership I can probably remember that has any sort of similarity in dynamic is back in the days when we had De Gea as the first choice, and then you had Sergio Romero as a
Oh
backup,
yes,
the Argentinian goalkeeper.
yeah,
Really solid when he played. I mean, of course, one or two scary, hairy moments when he had the ball at his feet. But
mm,
besides that, in terms of his shot stopping ability, really, really solid. So, I mean, Kelleher for the, you know, having to sit on the bench most of the time, watching Allison pretty much start most of the games. When the time comes, steps into that spotlight and looks like he takes to it like a duck to water.
yeah. It's been a revelation to
Hmm.
think, as you just said, and to see how long he's been out, and then just come in and pull off those performances. It's like, what do you do? Do you know what I mean? Like Klopp
Hmm.
said, we've got the best number one goalkeeper and the best number two. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Such a headache to have. Okay, I think that Connor Bradley, he comes in. He comes in. He's been another revelation from the
Hmm.
academy. Do you know what I mean? He's just been
Yeah.
so good. Do you know what I mean? So good. I mean, even yesterday in the Europa Cup, like another solid performance, another solid
Hmm.
performance. Do you know what I mean? And these are kids that they coming up from the academy. Do you know what I mean? So like put in a good shift yesterday, put in a real good
Hmm.
shift. Do you know what I mean? So I think he will start on. He'll definitely start on Sunday. Definitely, no doubt. Then we're gonna have to have Gerald Konsa, another guy to come up for the academy and doing very well, rock solid. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
As you say in the day, there are one or two hairy moments, but on the whole, in the day, when you look at players like obviously Sergio Romero, and you look at players like Gerald Konsa, they're rock solid. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're gonna do more good things than what they do bad. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's one of those where if you're quite young and you have a bit of a you know a mistake moment, if you keep getting the chances just to play through it, where it's like honestly relax yourself, don't take it like too much to heart,
Mm,
and so you stay in the manager's good faiths.
mm,
That it's backing the player to succeed and get the mistakes aspect out of their games out of it, because it being still in development, certain aspects, if you are a player that makes mistakes, like you can sort of there's some mistakes a player can make that you can't get rid of. That's just that player. That's
yeah,
just how it is. Other mistakes you can, and I think if you keep sticking with somebody rather than it being a youth player that we took a chance on, made a big mistake, oh well now he's out of favour, that can be a serious confidence destroyer. I think if he has a sketchy moment, but you still back him and you still keep giving him you know that platform to expand on his game, to sort of get the the chinks in the armor sort of sorted out,
mm,
you see a more matured player sooner, and they fill out their role quicker and they fill it out better. Um, and I think that's important, especially if you are at a bigger club. If you've got a younger player that has a much more of a matured head on their shoulders from an
yeah,
earlier age, it's much better for the club in the sense that that they sooner they become a more trusted individual of the squad. So
yeah,
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 for me,
yeah.
um,
No, it's true because I think like if we look at Man United,
hmm,
they had that. They had those sort of like players and they youngsters and they that can come through and do bits because they had the right attitude. And I think it's what I've been saying earlier on. Is you've got to have the right attitude to play for certain clubs. You have to have the right attitude. And it's too many times that we've seen and I mean, it's happened to my team. Do you know what I mean? But you see
hmm,
the likes of sort of like Man United, as I said, Man United with their rich history of what they've done, because there's no doubt they've done bits in the business. They have done their bits in the business, yeah. But then you're
hmm,
getting people that obviously are playing for the club. and just happy to play for the club,
Yeah.
not happy to play for the shirt. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's true what you're saying. It's all about the right attitude. You've got kids coming, especially when kids are coming through, they have to have the right attitude. If you haven't got the right attitude, there's just no point in you being a footballer. Do you know what I mean? Because you'll get found out. Do you know what I mean? You know?
Well, I mean, there's one player I can give credit to and plaudits to for having the right attitude, but absolutely bugger all talent-wise, Scott McTominay.
Well, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I mean,
Came in as a centre-back under Mourinho, introduced,
yeah.
played once against West Ham in the centre-back position, cost us 2 goals, and the rest was history.
But you know what it is at the end of the day, you know. I know every team's had that player where they've got no talent, but you just work hard, and you almost
It's like you can say definitely Premier League player,
yeah,
but just not at my club. Not
yeah,
when
yeah,
when
no,
you're meant to be Manchester United. Once upon a time, you had Scholes, Roy Keane, bloody, Carrick, whoever else. Nowadays, you've got McTominay. I mean, come on now. There's levels to this. There's
yeah,
levels to this.
yeah. There is. I mean, I get you. I mean,
And
we've
Tom
had
Cleverley.
listen.
Tom Cleverley's
We we had that situation on day, even when we had Zabi Alonso, Momo Sissoko, Gerard Mascherano. Yeah, we had them. We had them.
Yeah.
We had like Gerard going further forward, like kind of like playing that number 10 role. He was literally like a number 10. Do you know what I mean? But we had like these 3 guys in midfield, and that were doing the job. One was like spraying the passes. One was like holding, and the other one day was just breaking up play, just literally breaking up play. So we had the perfect blend in midfield. Yeah, but as we know, and I think that right, combinations that they don't last forever. Do you know what I mean? So then at the day, you have to be constantly on the lookout for the next best thing. And I think it's very hard when you're winning shit. When you're winning shit, winning titles, FA Cups, and this and that, right? It slows the process at the end of the day of looking for the next best thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? You think, well, fuck me, winning. Because look at what Ferguson done. He brought back Paul Scholes, didn't he? He brought him back, brought him out of retirement. Do you know what I mean? Which he should have never done. He should have literally at the end of the day look for the next best thing that can sort of like, that can better Scholes and like that. And I think to an effect, that's what Klopp's done, because what he's done with his midfield at the end of the day, if you think about it, he's ripped up that midfield and started again with the likes of like Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch, Sobozalai. Do you know what I mean? And plus bringing in the kids as well. Do you understand what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So like, you have to sometimes you have to rip the script up and start writing again. Do you know what I mean? Just to find the next formula. Do you know what I mean? So what I've got here is I've got Kelleher in goal. Conor Bradley comes in as right back. Gerald Kwanzaa and Virgil van Dijk, the 2 centre-back fighting because Konate is still injured. He's still injured, yeah. It's going to be a minute till he comes back still. There's not really a time, you know what I mean, when he's going to be back. Do you know what I mean? I thought it was something minor, but, obviously not. I've put Joe Gomez as left back because Joe Gomez at the day, to me, is an amazing season. He's even got an England call-up again, isn't he? He's got an England call-up again. He's done an amazing season. You can put him left back, right back, centre back, even number 6, and he'll just do what he needs to be done. Do you know what I mean? So I've got him there. Our DM is gonna be Endo. Our DM is gonna be Endo. Tara Endo, Japanese warrior. Endo comes in there. On the right hand side will be Sobozalai. Sobozalai will come back in. He's gonna come back in here. And here will be McAllister. There you go. Shit. There you go, Alexis McAllister. Yeah, so that's my midfield. So we're gonna do up top now. Up top is gonna be Nunes, and he's coming on leaps and bounds now. He scored again
Mm.
last night. You know what I mean?
He's your second highest goal scorer in all comps, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's and um he's got his some good assists as well, hasn't he? Got some really good
Mm.
assists.
Got 11 assists in all
Yeah, he's got
comps as
11
well.
assists.
So
Yeah, he's got 11 assists, and you know what I mean, banging in the goals and stuff. On the left hand side, it's going to be Diaz. I think you're going to start with Diaz. Diaz, a Colombian uh, Escobar. I think so. I should say that. Really. And then obviously on your right, you will have
Mohamed Salah's back.
Salah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's back. He scored again last night, didn't he? He's first one. I think he's first player to score 20 goals in all competition consecutively for 7 seasons.
Mm.
You know what I mean? 7 seasons. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah.
my predicted lineup. My predicted lineup. That's how it. That's how it is. Keller comes in as goal, as obviously. Conor Bradley as right back. Gerald Konza and Virgil van Dijk is a two centre back partnership, and I've got Joe Gomez on the left. My six will be Wataru Endo. He comes as a DM. Um, right hand side of midfield will be Dominic Szoboszlai. Left hand side will be Alexis McAllister. Although my friend likes it, like hold on, like this. He likes it like this. He wants him over there and him there. I saw my
Mm.
friend likes it. Fuzzy. Yeah. So yeah, we'll put it like that. Up front, we have Mo Salah on the right, as always.
Well, I mean, speak of the devil, he's dropped into chat.
Oh, Mr. Fuzz, he's dropped in the chat. I've got one. Oh, big up, Mr. Fuzzy, and my friend Fuzzy. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to LRFC channel, please. He's a very good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel. So go and give him the support. He's on his way to 2,000 subscribers. Hi all. I hope you all is well. We are well, Mr. Fuzzy.
All good.
We are well. We are
Just
well.
talking about the procession for the funeral on Sunday. Think about where we're going to place Man United as the final burial spot.
We got Nunes going through the middle and Luis Diaz on the left. That is my predicted 11. Now I'm going to come to you again, Hot Fuzz.
Mm-hmm.
Predicted scores.
5-0 United. No, of course not. What? It's not. It's not April 1st yet. Come on. I. Do you know what? I've thought about this, and for some reason, it's like I feel like this is probably going to be something like a 2-1 type scoreline. I think United will probably try to show up, given that it's at Old Trafford, it's Liverpool, it's the FA Cup. I think for individual pride, there's got to be something there where I think players will want to give a little bit extra, even those that really cannot be bothered. They'll want to give a little bit extra. They'll still play like crap. Don't get me wrong, but they'll still they'll try a little bit harder. So I think a competitive scoreline, I think, is probably on the cards. A 2-1, and the easy things to say, well, quite simply 2-1 to Liverpool. That will probably most likely be the case, but I went with a 2-1 to United. I'm sort of feeling a bit like, well, maybe a bit of a smash and grab. Like it's not going to be pretty. There's nothing really to say. Oh yeah, these are glaring positives United to take away from this game. Everyone's still going to be like unmoved on how they feel about the club and how they feel about this team and the manager and the players. Nothing's really going to change. I think it's just on that day, those players will do just about enough to squeeze out a winning result. And even that, to me, to be honest, is sort of wishing upon a star and just hope, just hope, just holding on to hope.
um, I think 3-1. I think what it is, the form that we're in at the moment, and plus with the youngsters as well. I think they're just sort of like everybody's on the same page. You know what I mean? Everyone's on the same page. Everyone knows what they want to do. Plus, I think, and they being it's Klopp's last season, and they want to show their appreciation to Klopp and literally win as much silverware as they can. Send him off sort of like with a good parting gift. Do you know what I mean? I think the momentum of Liverpool, and they sort of like the momentum of Liverpool. If I was another team, I'll be scared. I'm not really funny. If I scared, I'll be scared because the momentum and day is so intense. You know what I mean? It's so like look at McConnell at the day. McConnell came in yesterday as a DM. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he rested Wataru and gave him 45 minutes, and then obviously gave McConnell the rest. Do you know what I mean? Now he came in. Do you know what I mean? And he just didn't look out of place. He didn't get out of place, and I think that's such is the mentality of the team this season. Yes, at the day you're gonna have your games at the day where you don't play so well, you don't turn up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we didn't turn up against Arsenal and they beat us 3-1. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't turn up against you lot last time at Anfield, didn't they? And it was a 0-0. Do you know what I'm saying? You are going to say, but overall, at the day, you know what I mean? The mentality of the team at the day is so great. And I think they know what they have to do on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at a score line of 3-1 to Liverpool. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be sort of like, obviously 5-1 or 6-1 or whatever. I don't think it's going to be that. I think 3-1 to Liverpool. 3-1 to Liverpool. And hopefully we get into the, go semi-finals. You know what I mean? Semi-finals still. You know what I mean? But yeah, 3-1.
For Wembley semi-finals, I mean,
yeah.
Why not at a secondary neutral ground or something?
I know. It's just stupid. And there's something in the day on on Monday. I've got my show on Monday, which I'm going to invite you on Monday. Yeah, I'm going to try and get early doors on there as well. And there's something that is something I'm going to discuss on Monday as well. The fact that the day of like playing 2 games in the day, potentially playing 2 games at Wembley, because if you get through it in the day, the semi-finals, you're back there again in the day to play the thing. Do you know what I mean? It should have been like what it was before. I don't know if you remember when it was at Villa Park, wasn't it? It was at Villa Park. Was the semi-finals? You know what I mean? And then obviously the finals were at Wembley. But who are we? But yeah, I'm going to talk about that on Monday. But in the meantime, Hot Fuzz, thank you for coming on my show this evening. It's been awesome. It's always great when you come on. Always have a great chat and that. And we always delve into football and talk some uncomfortable things about our team, don't we?
More so United, of course. Liverpool can be. It's like when talking about Liverpool, it's like sitting on a really comfortable, plushy sofa, feathery cushions. There's a masseuse at the end with the footstool. They're massaging your feet. They're showing you a good time. You talk about Man United. It's like the Christ's his thorn crown. You sat on the where you've got some of the public benches and stuff where the homeless used to sleep. The government's come along and just gone, let's stick a lot of spikes on it so they can't sleep on there. Either that or like anti-pigeon stuff with all like the needles sticking out of it. That's what we're sat on. And instead of massaging our feet, they're taking stinging nettles and just rubbing them all over our feet. Just like, there you go, have some of that. That's the comfort of discussing Manchester United, basically.
I hear you. I feel your pain. Listen, we've been through it. We have been through it. We have been through those days and day when Man United was sitting pretty. Do you know what I mean? And we wasn't sitting pretty at all. And I said to Man United fans, your day will come. Your day, they can say, Sharp, you don't know what you're talking about. We're Man United.
Mm.
The word, what's the date? The wheel has turned full circle.
Wow.
But, you know,
Hopefully
that's
the circle keeps on turning so that we go from down here back up there and be
well,
on
what
the
can I
opposite.
listen? Everybody has their time and day, and I don't doubt at the day that one time will come at the day where there's going to be great days back at Man United. You know what I mean? Anything's possible. Could you please shout out your channel? Also tell them where they can find you and what you have coming up next.
Yeah, you can find me on Hotbus 44 on the YouTube. Quite easy to find. There's the handle's Hotbus 44 OG. Find me on Instagram as well. Thinking about creating a Discord page or somewhere alternative media for people, the subscribers, and also other community members can drop in there and have other chats and other interactions with media stuff. As far as shows coming up, I don't necessarily have anything planned for tomorrow, but it's busy with work at the moment, so there's not a huge amount of time for me to fit stuff in. But Sunday, match reaction stream later on in the afternoon / evening. And then probably will be on the Sunday night takeaway show on Early Doors Football TV. And
Big
then,
up
of
Early
course,
Doors Football TV. Big up Early Doors Football TV, by the way. Big up to you.
yeah,
Sorry,
and then probably on the Monday, I'll be back on here with you, and hopefully with Early Doors as well to go over what I'm sure will be a quick recap, hopefully super fast recap that we spend approximately 30 seconds on Man United and then we can move on to more enjoyable discussions. This is judging that we haven't beaten Liverpool, because otherwise the segment's 30 minutes on Manchester United and all the glorious things that are about the Red Devils.
Trust me, you know what is it, Dave? If you beat us on Sunday, and I will give you all the props that you deserve. I'm like that. I will give you all the props you deserve. You know what I mean?
Unless it comes in the form of VAR corruption,
yeah,
several red cards, several penalties that are just not penalties.
yeah. I think that's another thing I'll be talking about on Monday as well, because I think it's ruined the game. I've got Albert in the building. Albert, big up. They won't win. Albert says they won't win. You know what I mean?
Who's that? The enemy?
I think
the elites.
Listen, you know what it is, right? When it comes, this is what it is, and when it comes to FA Cup, and anything's possible. So I would say, well, obviously, I would like to win. I would like Liverpool to win, but anything's possible. Do you know what I mean? Anything's possible in this game. Okay, right, guys. I am going to make a move now. I shall be back on. Okay, how am I going to do this? I'm working tomorrow. I shall probably do a match reaction the same day, later on Sunday. You know what I mean? See how it goes. Probably do a match reaction on Sunday, because I can only do one show on Monday, which is going to be the show, which is going to be like the footy rivalry show. Do you know what I mean? So, because I've got the gym to go to as well. Yeah, go get in there. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, probably be a show on Sunday and then Monday, and then I'll plan something for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday and that. But yeah, more good shows to come and more chances to see my good guests, Hot Fuzz. He'll be on there as well. Great guy. He's got a great channel. And listen, if you start up a Discord channel and everything that, let me know and I'll become a member because
Mm.
that's what I know. It's going to be some interesting chat. Do you know what I mean? But I'd like to big up everybody in the chat. In the chat, big up everyone in the chat. Hold on, let me get this up. Yeah, big up everyone in the chat. Big up Early Doors Football TV. Make sure you go and like and subscribe to his channel. Big up Fuzzy World. Also, big up on the Football Talk podcast. Big up Albert. Big up Ravi. Big up Rich Sports. And anybody else I have forgotten, big up. Well, Redbird D9, big up to you as well. Okay, so guys, listen, it's been an eventful evening, very good evening. That's a very good chat. So, listen, guys, till next time, stay blessed, take care of yourself. Peace, we're out. Peace, peace, peace.